Hey everybody, this is Dr. J, Professor Spike and Kamal, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and we're streaming coast to coast and across the globe. Arjun is joining us today. Hey Arjun, how you doing?
Full House.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
doing.
Indubitably was here early to post, and he said he sold everything today at a loss of over 93,000. I think I'm going to puke, he said. And that's how a lot of people feel, and a lot of people have thrown in the towel on this market.
Wow.
And I feel bad for Indubitably and all those who suffered losses.
Sorry to see
I
that.
guess in retrospect, Mike Wilson had it right in January, head of equities at Morgan Stanley. He said hibernate for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
He didn't make a specific call, I don't think, other than maybe he did. Right now, he said minimum pain. Minimal pain was SPY 380, he said. And I understand from people who know him that he's still pretty pessimistic on the market.
Yeah, I was too early on the bear, and then I got off it too late or too early also. So whatever. Here we are.
So it's not good. Wall Street basically has tempered their expectations, put it that way, going forward. And then, from what I gather, most of Wall Street is of the opinion that things aren't likely to get better till the fourth quarter now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're going 20% up from right now.
Well, that would be consistent with the feeling of on Wall Street that we're going to get a lot of these crisp bear market rallies.
So, yeah, I'm calling 435.
What you're saying is consistent with what the gurus are saying. One, two,
just makes
three,
sense to me.
short and sharp rallies, the opposite of what was happening when we were going up, where we'd get a couple of days down and then back up. So it's sort of the opposite.
Yeah, the thing I saw today that was really interesting is the yearly, like if you just do a bar per year on the S&P, it gave back all of 2021. Today, it basically stopped right at the low of last year.
That's interesting.
It's just fun fact. And the top of, basically, you just have a bearish engulfing.
Do you remember why I was putting support at around SPY 367, 368? I looked at the chart. I don't remember why I did that.
Yeah, I remember. It was because, it was just an inflection point. There was a high that was right around there and a low that was right around there where it started to chop at the end of 2020.
Yeah, because I couldn't find it again, but I know at one point I called 367, 368 as a possible stopping point.
Yeah.
Now I'm more of the opinion 349, the Fib 50 retracement will likely serve as support, I hope.
Yeah, that's the 200 week. So that makes sense to me. But I think before we go there, we're going to go way, way up.
Yeah, I mean, that's also consistent with a lot of gurus that we could have a nice bear market rally that suckers in a lot of people before we collapse again.
Yeah, and I'm holding through this regardless, but yeah, I'm going to be taking profits on the way up because I think there's one more leg down and then we're done.
Yeah. I mean, we all
why would you say that? Why you think one more leg down and then we're done?
It's
what's changing really?
Well, I think so. I personally think inflation will peak sometime later this year if it already hasn't. I think that the hawkishness of the Fed right now is leading to peak fear in a way that they can only go dovish from here. Maybe they can go more hawkish, but I just see the likelihood of them going back to QE faster than people expect. And then I also just think the headlines from here on out are going to become softer and softer from that reason. That being said, I think the headlines are going to lead to that rally up. And then I just think the support at where the pre-COVID high was right before that crash, that just makes a lot of sense to me as a place where we stop. Because if it is further below there, then I think it's just going to be awful, like just unspeakably bad.
What's your number for the bottom? Forget about the intermediate.
For the actual like bottom, we'll never go there again.
No, for the actual bottom that we hit this year.
It's the same as yours. I think it's 349.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or something in
What
between.
are you talking about this year? You're talking about this month, right?
No, I'm talking about for the year, because you're going to get a lot of choppiness around this month.
Yeah. I think I'm very bullish the next 6 to 8 weeks, and then very bearish into the early fall, and then from there, just buy everything.
I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios that we work out in our head. That's a good one that Arjun worked out in his head. Whether it happens or not, we don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows, but it makes sense. I mean, we can chart it, and I can show you.
The truth of the matter is, nobody knows which direction the market is going to go in the next 5 minutes, let alone the next 5 months.
Yeah,
that's really the truth. It's very difficult to call where the market's going to be X amount of minutes, hours, or weeks, or months, or even years from now. Very difficult. Years is a little easier because generally
one would hope.
Up. Yeah. But yeah.
And hopefully not another lost decade.
Right, hopefully not.
because I'm retiring within that lost decade.
Yeah, we did have, we also had the 20s and 30s, which were very rough years. We had the 70s, which was rough. Yeah, I mean,
the 90s. Was it the 90s or the early 2000s? It was really
early 2000 after the dot-com bust wasn't a picnic.
That was a rough decade.
Yeah, a lot of them. The 70s were no picnic.
Everybody was making fun of Gore's lockbox, but meanwhile, at least we would have gotten 2% instead of negative 20.
Yeah. Well, I think unless you think we're going to have a repeat of the Great Depression and stocks really fit 20 years to come back, then we most likely, in most normal scenarios, most recessions even, stocks come back within a year and a half. So. Except if this is not the exception to the rule, we'll be okay, and by the same time next year.
Well, that also presumes that Russia and China start behaving like they were in check.
Yeah, of course, there could always be black swan events, and even if Russia and Ukraine continue to kind of have a Vietnam-style war that goes on for 10 years, I don't think that'll hurt the economies after a while.
We'll get used to it.
Kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I just
basically when they have all the oil.
Yeah.
I basically just no oil.
If you're bearish, like there's no point in shorting or going cash now. I mean, the time has already passed. I think there will be other opportunities to short pops. So I'm bullish short term, kind of neutral to bearish medium term, and then long term always bullish. So
and I've been using dips to buy a little and figuring sooner or later the bottom will come. I'm not trying to be genius and short the market. I'm not really making a big bet in the upward direction either. I'm just nibbling on the dips. So I bought more Apple today, for example.
Yeah, and I'm selling covered calls on the pops. That's my way of hedging, I guess.
That's smart, actually.
Yeah,
you should spend that money on deflated stocks.
I feel like at the rate of speed in which I am adding, I will never be all cash. I mean, I will never be all in. I'll always.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, the thing is, I'm so tight cash wise that I just sold the rest of my VIX to buy some Microsoft. I did that today.
But probably a good move. I mean,
I could only do that. I could only do transfers because I don't
Yeah,
have any. I don't have any loose cash around.
yeah, if you had a little gain, especially on the VIX, why not?
Then the next is I'm gonna sell my gold for
Is
some.
it me or the audio is not doing well? I cannot hear you guys very well. You guys
I'm
keep breaking.
hearing it fine.
How about now? I'm moving
Yeah,
closer.
loud and clear.
It's just that you're
No,
getting.
no, no. You the could be.
You don't hear me?
You're
No, I
that.
hear you. It's just the sound is like
Muffled?
I
muffled,
hear
yeah.
everybody. I hear everybody perfect. So I don't know. Could be
Yeah,
your
no,
audio.
good point, Andrew. But you have to buy sometime.
The one thing I am doing, I just put my condo up for sale, so I'm selling something.
Yeah,
Andrew, I don't care.
You weren't putting that cash into a house and a crib.
I don't care where
Yeah.
we ultimately wind up. I'm just adding and averaging in on some more apples. So I'm not looking.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
looking to
think
be a genius and call the bottom.
as long as we think we're closer to the bottom than the top, then
Right.
yeah,
I mean, you can't time the market perfectly.
yeah. I mean, there's gonna be people eventually that are wishing they bought. I just don't know when that day is.
And yes, let me answer Mark's question. Athens is voting on a reverse split soon. Yes, they pushed the shareholder meeting back from June to July sometime, so that they can get it on the ballot. I don't know what ratio it's going to be, or if it will happen even, because I think they're hoping against hope to come up with a partner or two that'll fund them going forward. So, and also maybe get a pop on the stock price to over $1. I mean, that's really the issue. It has to stay over $1 for 30 days. Is that it? I forget the rule. Something like that. 30 trading days. And even though it was over $1, it was $1.37 a few months ago, I guess at this point. That was for one day, not for 30 days. I think it's 30 days. Again, I'm not sure of the NASDAQ compliance rules, but they probably, even if they get funding from a European partner or for a European partner, they'll probably still reverse split.
Yeah, most likely, yes.
Yeah. But it certainly won't have as negative an impact if it comes along with some good news.
Right.
That's what they're hoping.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's do some charting. I also wanted to look at some of the Japanese stocks, even though I personally I'm not touching them. They're running. So it's worth looking at EDU, which had a run from about 12 to 24 or something, doubled. I don't even know what they do. The Chinese company, the one that cabinet guy mentioned, RLX.
Oh yeah,
that's been running a little bit. Baba's been moving up. XPEB, I think, has been had a little run. So let's take a look at what's going on. I don't want to neglect that totally. Mop Bucket has a couple of suggestions. He wanted CS.
Yes.
What's the other one?
And
TAL. All right, and then again, we should look at some American stocks that have been doing well. CRISPR was up today again. And Anovis was actually up today. I put in an order in the 9s. I've tried to be greedy and save a few pennies, and I missed my order. So it went up a point after I put up the order. I think I made it go up a point by putting in an order. So.
yeah, probably.
That's such a sway.
And CTIC,
31
he
cents.
points out CTIC is another little bio that's been doing well. So there are a few bios that are coming to life a little bit. In fact, all the gene editing stocks were up today, I believe, on a very down day. So that's good news for the sector. Good news for the gene editing stocks, but good news for the sector as well, as it's starting to come to life. I can feel it. Little by little, people are whispering biotech, biotech. So I think I'm more optimistic on biotech than I have been in a while. All right, here we go. Didn't I share screen? Where'd it
Nope.
go?
Not yet.
I thought I did. Share screen. Bump. Bump. I did everything right, and it's not sharing screen.
So how could everything right turn out so wrong?
I don't get it.
Buying the dip.
I might have to have Arjun chart. What's going on? Share screen. Entire
Yeah,
screen.
I can do it if you want.
I'm double clicking and I'm hitting share. That normally, oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Finally.
We're in business. Let's look at all these terrible charts.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
finally. Let's start with, I have Roku up also. Today it had an after hours move. There must be some kind of news on Roku. Of course, Kathy has been buying it again. I think it's her number one holding now over Tesla. I think she's been selling Tesla, was selling Tesla, to buy Roku.
Yeah, we're seeing SPY on your screen.
That's actually my screen.
Wait, what?
This is my screen actually that everyone's seeing.
What's
Oh.
up?
So if you want me to do it, I'll do it.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought Dr. J shared screens.
He shared my screen. He didn't share his screen.
This is
Oh.
your screen?
Yes.
I have Roku up right now.
Yeah, unshare, and then reshare yours.
How did that happen?
Huh?
Share screen. Yeah.
How do you think it happened? There you go. All right. Hello, Thomas.
There we go.
All right, get back to Roku.
Roku.
As I said, Kathy has been high on this one. We have on the daily today not a very nice candle. It's a Greystone Doji, and
Look at the after hours.
after hours we have a nice pop though, so there must be some kind of news.
Andrew says that Roku moved with Walmart after.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is it's at a beautiful support level. As I put my cursor at the lows, I'm going to draw the horizontal in. It's a lot of touches here, right at the lows.
Yeah, and then maybe you just sell it at the 50-day, and then that's it. That's all you get.
There you go.
Well,
you go.
Kathy's
the swing.
Kathy Wood, she says I don't know what she says. She says it's going up 5 times.
Roku, yeah, she's been very hot on Roku all along.
Yeah, she loves Roku. The chart has been dull, but the good news is we do seem to finally have reached a level that it doesn't want to go down below it. That $72 level. What's the low here? 72 and change. I'm pretty confident she may be right here, that at this level it's worth buying. It's still one of the only games in town for streaming, right? For everybody makes partnership arrangements with Roku, every streaming company.
Yeah.
Second.
I mean, this company's fate is just going to be at the macro Q level anyway, in the short run. So
Probably one that should be in your portfolio.
Yeah. These are, if you're planning to hold long, makes sense. I mean,
and Tesla is another one that it might be a value play at this level. Believe it or not.
That's funny.
Yeah. down 60 today. I mean, incredible. It cut in half off its high.
So what? Its PE is only 1,000 now.
That's funny. I don't
That,
know.
that low from May is holding, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's draw that in.
but yeah, the PE is. I have better picks at this level, but it is good. I mean, long.
I think you can nibble on some Kathy Wood type plays. Tesla, Roku, why not? Those are her two top holdings. You don't have to buy the whole fund. Just buy the top two.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we're getting a bear market rally soon, and we know Tesla leads the market, so I like it short term. Yeah.
You mean it's not going to be Lucid?
I think I like it short term, intermediate term, and long term.
I mean, it's the leader. It's the leader in the industry.
Yeah, it's the leader of the pack. I like it more than I like Volkswagen, even though Volkswagen is gonna put more batteries in more cars than Tesla within a couple of years.
Yeah, they're about to do some 3-to-1 split, I think.
Yeah, but then we're going to find out that their batteries run on gas after after.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that
Yeah.
commercial where they had that like an electric generator in the trunk of a Tesla?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
Like
Was it run by a
Tesla's
hamster
battery
on a
runs
wheel?
out. When Tesla's battery runs out, they use the generator to recharge
Uh-huh.
Tesla using gasoline in the generator.
Well, that's what hybrids do.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I found out that I was surprised that the Prius uses the actions of the brake to charge the battery, not the engine.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was actually interesting to me.
Don't count Toyota out in this electric vehicle race.
Yeah, I like Ford also.
Yeah. I mean, that's the trouble is there's so many legacy companies that are really giving Tesla a run for their money.
Yeah, I like Ford as a better value long here, just based on what it's trading at.
Yeah, it's on sale now.
But you just own both, I guess. Whatever.
Tesla has to do.
Was it around 12 now?
Tesla has to
Below it.
Well, what makes Tesla greater than the rest of them? They have to have better batteries, more charging stations. What else?
Well, they just got to have a sexier car too.
Sexier car, better. First to complete autonomous.
Yeah. And the other part too is scalability at affordable price. I think like basically the goal of a great EV company should be to sell the equivalent of like a Honda Civic, like they want it to be something that the average car buyer can get.
Well, isn't that how he envisions a Model 3?
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, what's that going to cost?
The Model 3, at the same time that he envisions it being America's family car, he's raising the prices.
I mean, yeah, if you can get whatever adjusted inflation, 25K, 30K for a new car, I mean, that
would be reasonable.
Yeah,
the Model 3 was going for 58K.
That's too much.
I agree. That's not a Civic. A Civic is like
30.
A Civic is 27 to 30. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say 30. Yeah.
How much is a Honda Accord?
Maybe 35. Yeah, let's say 30, 35. I mean,
I think it's more like 40s now.
Correct. It's in the 40s.
People are still looking to get into 30. I mean, especially now.
Yeah, let's start with having a number that starts with 3, and then we'll talk.
I don't know. I don't think he has to cheapen it that much, but I think he can be high end a Honda Accord. That kind of.
Well, yeah. Either way, I mean, I think it needs to go down, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the question is, would there be a market for a smaller Tesla that's the size of a Civic?
Well, there's a big market for the Model 3. He is selling them very like hotcakes.
But they're like you said, they're about the size of a Civic.
The Model
They're
3,
about the size of
the
an
Model 3 is maybe a little bigger than the Civic, maybe.
It's like, yeah, it's more like an Accord.
Probably somewhere in between, maybe.
Right. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, Tesla's not going anywhere. I just think valuation wise, I'm much more interested in Ford at these levels.
Ford and maybe GM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm liking the competition.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, because I want an EV, and the only way I get it is if everyone's making them.
Okay, so let's look at RLX, Chinese company that does something.
Nice candle.
Yeah.
Close
Today,
near.
today it bucked the trend, right? Up 10%.
Yeah, and you have the line already drawn. It needs to take out that purple line, and we're in business.
Yeah, there's three touches going back to 318. The high end was 271, and that's the number we're looking at.
It's a perfect trading range you drew.
On
Yeah.
6.8 we hit 250.
Then maybe, yeah.
On 610 we hit 248. So we got to start taking these numbers out, and then we'll see where it goes. We can take a look at the weekly. There's big gaps to fill on the weekly, probably on the daily as well, obviously.
There was clearly big accumulation that week, like 10 weeks ago. So maybe this really can run.
Quite possibly. Another Chinese stock. This looks pretty good. Who asked me for this? Cabinet Guy. This one looks pretty good, Cabinet Guy. And then EDU was another Chinese play that looked pretty good on the charts. Gave back a little today, but after a big run. It was down here at 417. It was at $10, so we more than doubled. Nice little run. Now trading above the 50. It looks like it could, it could go from here. It closed a small gap.
Right.
Small gap here at did it close it? No, it didn't close that gap.
It will.
That gap is
7 points yet.
2930 is it closed?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah. 2930. So it's got to get up there a little bit more. But this has come from much higher levels, right? It's come from $100, but not that long ago. That back in May. It's really not that long ago. Oh, May 2021. May 2021. It doesn't look like, am I on the weekly? Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the weekly.
Doesn't look like a year's worth of candles from 6/6 to 2021. It's up here at 100. Yeah, it was like $100 a year ago. So this little pop from 10 to 20 is nothing, maybe.
Yeah.
Again, I have no idea what they do, but something with education, evidently, right? Maybe technical education. I don't know. Whatever, I'm guessing.
Mm.
I just noticed them on the most active.
Did you want to look at Tandem? People have been talking about it. I just think you might want to.
$50 a share. That's why they're talking about it.
Because people have been talking about this here and there, and I don't know if it's worth you mentioning it or at least giving your opinion about it.
The opinion is that it's disaster.
Trending down.
Trending down, indeed.
Where it stopped, it's a falling knife situation. You don't really want to get
Not
involved.
that bad, as if because there's some green in there.
Okay, not that bad.
All right, now it's bad.
Not that bad, but bad enough, right?
No, it's bad when you look at the weekly.
How how about this low from 3/16/2020 at $43? That looks like it's in play. You want to buy some? Wait for that. Wait for that low.
Yeah, no, I'm not rushing for the doors on this one, but there have been people who have been talking about it as like
Well, it's made people a lot of money on the way up, but it's also losing people a lot of money on the way down. Kind of like Roku to a smaller extent. But where is the bottom? Maybe $43, maybe full retrace. That was from the pandemic lows. It looks like it's going to do a full retrace to $43. That's how it looks.
Yeah, it's funny how some of these guys are actually going to the pre-pandemic lows, not even the pre-pandemic levels.
No, the actual pandemic lows.
Right. But even during the pandemic, if you look at the chart, during the pandemic, we had a lot of faith in this stock, thinking that whatever technology they were in was going to work.
Another Chinese play, car maker.
This one and Neo was sort of coming back, right?
Yeah,
Slowly but surely.
Yes.
That's because she's in busting in them anymore.
Put in some nice candles for support. Built a nice foundation on the bottom. So we have a fallback position strong at about $20. So that's one good thing. If it falls back, it doesn't look like you're going to lose all your money, just 1/4 of it, 1/5 of it.
Okay.
1/5 is better than all.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like
Not like 3/4 with
not risk free, but considering some of the other plays, this might be relatively low risk. You lose 20% as opposed to 50, 70, 80%.
75%, yeah.
The downside definitely looks to be around $20, and the upside you want to start taking out a key high. You want this one out. This one is from 4/4/2022.
Yeah.
31.56. That's the one you want to take out.
Has anybody been talking about the Chinese middle class since COVID started?
Well, I know they're getting screwed by the real estate crisis. A lot of people.
This is really a Chinese middle class play.
A lot of people in Shanghai and Beijing, they put down their money for their condos, and the builder says, "Sorry, see ya. Catch me if you can." It's been that kind of market. It's been very bad. A lot of people lost a lot of money on their homes that they never got into. It's been a disaster.
Wow.
They're getting screwed over the middle class by the real estate situation. I don't know.
Some people want to close with BCRX, believe it or not.
Really? All right. Anything you want, Arjun? SPY?
Yeah, I'll show you what I'm seeing on SPY. We can end.
I'll let you chart it.
That'd be good.
But BCRX had a nice candle today. Maybe that's why people are asking about it. And it also has nice support right in here at about 845. So yeah, this could be I like the bios in general right now. I think they're waking up. So I think if we have a pop like Arjun is suggesting, I think the bios will participate. There you go. 842 is support. We practically touched that support level today, and we closed at 911. Very nice. I think there's room to run. There's a gap fill right in here.
And you like that doji.
There's a gap. Also, yes, I like that doji. And there's a gap fill at 987, which is synonymous with the 50. So a nice target for this is 987 for a day trade or a swing trade, whatever. So that's BCRX short, looking at it from a short-term perspective. And we all know about the long term, all a day, all a day, all a day. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the day will come and we want to go home.
Yeah. Daylight come and I want to go home. All right, so let me undo the screen, and you can share screen.
Yeah. Look at SPY. I'll give an educated guess. That's all it is. And
Let's see if yours matches mine.
yeah, let's see here.
All right, I stopped sharing, so you should be able to share.
You see this?
We got time for after SPY. We got time for Sava. Or we really running over.
We're over, but I mean, yeah. See, here's the first thing I wanted to show. So basically, look at the low from today, 364.08.
Nobody's seeing your screen right now.
Really?
There we go. Now we can.
How about this?
Yeah, now we see it.
Yeah, because last year the low 364.82. This year at 364.08. We basically hit the low, which is fascinating because this is just a bearish engulfing as of now. We just gave back literally everything from last year.
It's not quite an engulfing though, because the wick, the upper. Oh yeah, the upper.
Yeah, it's engulfing. Upper wick's higher.
It is.
Wow.
Are you sure the upper wick is higher?
Yeah, 98 cents higher.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically, yeah, this hit in December, the 479, and then there was a day.
It's very hard to see on on the screen, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, you can see there. It's just a little higher, ever so higher.
Okay.
Regardless, yeah, I mean, I just think that for that reason, we're not going to go that much lower. That's one.
I don't like bearish engulfings.
Yeah, but it's only June.
And also it comes at the end of a bear market, right?
Yeah, but it's only June, right? So you can't look at a candle until it closes. So I think.
What are you looking at? The weekly?
He's doing the yearly, actually.
Yearly.
Oh, the yearly.
Yeah, basically all I'm saying is over the course of this year, we've gone higher than last year's high and lower than last year's low.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just thought that was really interesting because I've never seen that.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I mean, I guess 2020 that, but then we just closed much higher.
Yeah, it's not going to close that way, but it's interesting that midway through it's like that.
Yeah, so it's just something to track. And then on the weekly, your 349 number makes a lot of sense to me for a few reasons. One, because that's the 200 week. I just think that makes sense. And then if you draw that in too, that'll get you right around where this started to inflect. And then you can see the COVID high right below that. So something in that range maybe.
And also, it's exactly the Fib 50.
Yeah, Fib 50. The thing is, and this is what nobody wants to hear, if that gets taken out, then I don't really have any support.
And then you're looking at a full retrace, quite possibly.
Yeah,
I'm looking at 325.
Yeah, it is support, right there. You can draw it right there.
Yeah, I guess you could say there you go. Sure. But that's this is your range of where the low will be probably. I mean, I still think it may even be where we are. I mean, I don't know for sure, but one of these four levels I think will be it. If I had to bet, it would be somewhere between 340 and 350. But in the meantime, I think what's going to happen, I think we're going to go all the way up to the 200 day and then reject it and then go back down. That's what I think will happen.
What number is that? Around 460?
No, it's 441.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It just and by the time it gets there, maybe it's like 435, 440. I just think that these bear markets need fuel to go down. They can't just go straight down. And I think they need to keep trapping people.
The market seems to inflict maximum pain on maximum number of people. That's one of the rules of the market.
Yeah. So I'll say it's going to do something like this, chop up, Then maybe in August we get to 440 or late July, and then we chop down to 350. And then we go to all-time highs.
You know something? Don't laugh. All your scenario could occur.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what I think. I think like by the time all of that plays out, by the time we go up and back down, I think by then inflation will be taming. I think by then we'll have a couple rate hikes.
We're talking about the fall, right?
Maybe I don't know, maybe Halloween. Sure. I don't know.
Right.
You're talking this year, right?
Yeah, definitely this. Yeah. I'm talking this year. And then I bet you we start talking about rate cuts earlier than people think.
Well,
A rate cut for Christmas.
I don't think we talk rate cuts
Next year.
until we get at least 1 quarter of negative GDP.
Right, and until inflation gets down to at least below 3.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I think that'll happen closer to like Q1 or 2 next year. People are saying 2024. I think 2024 by then, I think we'll be at all-time
No,
highs.
we'll have our second recession by then.
But I mean, you never know.
Well, one thing I will agree with you, Arjun. Everything seems to happen faster and faster as opposed to way it used to happen.
Yeah.
So if in the old days it would have taken 3 years to tame inflation, it might take 1 year to tame inflation.
That's just my hunch because I think we're in a
Like staring at your
headline.
belly button.
We're in a headline-driven, fear-driven, overreact-driven environment.
And quicker than you can say Jackie Robinson, we could be talking deflation.
Right.
Yeah.
We can go from inflation fears to deflation fears overnight.
That's what happens when you're constantly staring at the data. That's like somebody who takes their temperature every 5 minutes.
So how about we'll end with short-term mega bull, medium-term mega bear, and then long-term all-time high.
Yeah.
All right.
What
the heck?
A couple of people's comments.
Wow.
Shamuga said Jackie Robinson didn't happen yet.
As long as they all happen
You have
this
to
year.
say it like this. Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. But no, it's gonna be frustrating. Everything, we're gonna have some really rough weeks
Yeah.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have choppiness. That's going to be the main word, choppiness in the market. Choppy market.
Yeah.
And there's always your own due diligence because our opinions are strictly our own, and we don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore. So check with an advisor before acting, and keep the faith. Right, that's the most important thing. Keep the faith, and furthermore. Don't listen to Arjun, don't listen to Dr. J, don't listen to Spike. Listen to Kamal because he's the quiet one.
Exactly.
If you're going to listen to anybody, listen to Kamal, right? I think that sums it up. Kamal, you like that? Yeah, I think you have a lot of wisdom. You don't talk too often, but when you say something, gotta listen.
I like it.
Better be quiet and thought the fool.
Adios, amigos. See you whenever.
Bye-bye.